Hello, welcome back everybody. So today we're working on contrast. I'm finding it absolutely amazing to be able to put down the bold marks first. I want to get that contrast in first here now. I want to get it in nice and strong and bold, not to be scared, and to go straight in there. There the contrast is in. Trying to do all different shapes and sizes so that they're slightly different to each other. I know this isn't easy, but if you come out with some shapes that are kind of very similar, then you can always add more colour to them, or take away, or use a white or a very pale cream, and you can always go over the top of them to get the contrast that you actually want. But don't be frightened to get down those bold marks first, because I've tried all different kinds of ways with contrast, and this to me is the only way, for me personally, how it comes through your picture. Because if you're adding it, it's easy to add it all at the end, but to me you really need to work at getting the contrast down, and not just dark, and bringing in some lights and taking paint away and everything. So here's an idea now to cover up some of the areas, because some of them looked rather similar in different ways. So what I've done, I've got some old gesso in this container, which has gone really thick, and it needs quite a bit of water adding to it and everything. So rather than wasting it, the last bit, I thought I'd dip in some string, and then just with a baby wipe I've just gone over the top. I'm sorry about the table wobbling. I didn't realise it's because the cameras are attached to the table, and it's made it wobble a little bit. But then to press it on, and then when I take it off, it makes nice random marks, and again straight away it's pushed your contrast back. So can you see what I mean about getting down the bold marks first? I think it's really important. And your baby wipes, this is black ink that I'm using, by the way, underneath. And your baby wipes will, if you dab them over the top, it will fetch some of the ink away. So it looks like in the top left hand corner there that it's what it's doing is it's fading into the background a little bit, but the bold bit at the front is the bit that you're looking at that's pulling the contrast forward. So I was continuing on with these white marks and putting them on just random areas, not really thinking about it, just so it pushes things back a little bit. And after I'd done this, I did dry it all with a hairdryer before I moved on, because obviously otherwise things are going to smudge. And so I persevered at this. This took quite a little while, and you are seeing it in real time in bits and bobs, because I thought I'd slow things down a little bit in some of the videos, so that people are saying to me that it moves too fast and you don't know what I'm doing and things like that. So I've slowed it down. Remember, this is all just play. I mean, this was a spur of the moment thing, thinking about string and things, and look at the effect that it's given it. It's lovely. Still all done with play. I'm trying to think a little tiny bit landscapey, but not too much. So here next I'm just prepping my roller with some orange paint. I love black and orange together. They're one of my favourite colours. If it's not black and orange, it's black and red. And then just randomly just rolling it on in different areas. So because you could never produce that mark at all, you wouldn't be able to produce it with a brush. So I think that it's come out quite nice. And so I'm putting it in random areas, and again thinking about different size marks. So I'm not just doing like the same mark on size on every square that I'm doing. I'm just literally thinking about how, although I'm still playing, I am thinking about keeping things different, creating differences, and then I'm smudging it around a little bit there with a brush, making it stronger in some places and lighter in others. I'm not worrying too much about space, because you can always go back in with white paint afterwards. These straight marks that you can see, they were just done with the edge of a set ruler, like a triangle set ruler. And again, I was just smudging things around, and brought in like a greeny blue now, and then I darkened up the blue into like a grey, turquoisey grey. I enjoyed mixing this colour. And again, just to bring in just like a little bit of a difference, and again trying to do it in different areas, and you know, and then bringing in some more white for a bit more white and contrast. Different kinds this time now. In the pictures itself, it felt like that there was a little bit of water at the bottom of the page, so that's what I tried to create there. And then with a palette knife, again, I've just smeared that across now, not thinking about it all again because I was getting too thinky, and some splatters with white as well, but this time I used a Posca pen. And then some more black ink over the top, and then I dried it, and it was as simple as that. And now removing the tape, and this is what I've been left with. Again, all done with play, thinking a little bit in times, you know, but you can see how that contrast in the top left hand corner, like, is different to what it is down in the bottom. And you know, the contrast now it's right in the back, and this was through putting down the contrast first, the big marks first. And I found that when I do it afterwards, I lose my painting and my penny of thoughts, and I lose all the nice things that I've created. So I've been finding that putting down the contrast first and the big marks and the bold marks first has been creating me some nice little tiny paintings. These are only little gems again. I don't know what size they are. 8B10 is it? Or 8x10 I think that they are. And just with the tape around the outside. And at the end, I haven't framed them. I've just used a framing app. It's called FrameX. Brilliant to get, so that you can see what things would look like if you frame them. And if I don't want to frame them, I can rip them up and use them as collage, or I can stick them into my sketchbook, or I can just frame them up and sell them if I wanted to. So, but as a set look, I think that they look really, really lovely. You can't see them very well on this when they're framed up, but they look quite nice as well, I guess. Not really my sort of cup of tea. I rather like to save my work and keep learning from it. Can you remember on the last video I just brought in some checkered marks? So this time I've brought them in again, but I've done them in white. So bye.